to this bingo board. I did make a bingo board for January. You can see like the different stuff I put on there. This is like the only mistake right here. I think I used a gray. Yeah, I used a gray pen because I thought it wasn't gonna show up as much, but it turned out to be like darker than I wanted to be. So that's like the only mistake on here. Then I switched to like the green. Really should have just used the green in the first place. This is like a third of the way done. I only put up one Etsy listing. I just need 2 more to fill that one, and then I need 3 more to fill that one. And right now I think I'm getting close to finishing not 300 pages. I'm getting close to finishing 100 pages because I am reading a book right now. So this right here should be like the first one that's going to be filled in. Really excited for that one. I just want to show you my journal for right now. This is January's. I didn't really do much of a monthly spread for this. And I think I'm just gonna kind of do my monthly spreads this type of way, where it's just the weekly spreads, or like where it's just the cover page and then like the weekly spreads for each week, and then a bingo page for each month, and then my habits. Not sure I'm gonna add any more spreads from my monthly spreads. I think this is the layout that I'm going to be using for each month. That is how the bullet journal is going. Currently, I am only reading one book. The other books that were in my TBR for the beginning of the year, I put down for a little bit, and I ended up picking up A Forbidden Academy, if you can see that right. I don't know. I guess like between the video, my TBR video, and then now, I decided that I wasn't in the mood for nonfiction. It's like I thought I was reading a fiction book right now, and this is what I saw. I don't remember why I decided to read this. I think I was reading the synopsis and decided that it was something I was interested in reading. I don't know. It was probably something like that. I've been reading this, and you can see that it's due in 9 days, so I'm gonna try to be reading this in 9 days. We're at chapter 21 right now, so very quickly, the first half of the book, I'll say from chapter 1 to chapter 10, I liked it enough to keep reading. The first chapters were kind of more overviews of Nina and her time at the academy, which I probably should explain what the book is for those who don't know. The book, roughly, if I can kind of sum it up, it's a society where there's 2 groups of people. The first people are artisans, people who have like magical abilities that are helpful to society, that help build society in a way, kind of. They're kind of focused on like basically what their name is, artisans, so like making a lot of like buildings and like cultural stuff. And then you have the other side where it's, you know, I remember, I think it was like crafters. I don't remember, that's why, because the first half of the story tends to focus more on the artisans, that's why. So I think it's the crafters. If I'm wrong, I'll just put what the other group of people is called. Basically the crafters are just like laborers, and they're the ones that like do the mind work and like the hard jobs. The book kind of focuses on the differences between the two, and we follow Nina as she becomes an artisan, and like how that like struggle between the 2 groups lead to like a lot of rebellion. Chapter 1 to chapter 10 was basically just kind of giving a summary of Nina's time in the academy. It really didn't go into depth on her academic. That's kind of why I was a little bit iffy when reading the first 10 chapters, because I wasn't really sure if this was something I was going to get interested in. And then right here is going to be the spoilers. So I'm going to start talking about spoilers in this video. Then I don't remember what chapter it was. I think it was like around chapter 12. Because there's a time skip. Nina graduates from the academy. That's when the crafters decide to push an attack against the capital of the city, and because of that, she kind of has to go into hiding. She goes into hiding because she ran away from her position, basically, because she was supposed to be like a kind of like a troupe for the artisans, but she's like that's not really something that she wants to do, because she understands why the crafters are getting mad. She comes from them, basically. Her father is one of them. Since she runs away, is kind of like deserting her position, basically. So Lord, whatever his name, put his name right here, he and like whoever else is in charge of like artisans put a reward for her to be allowed to look out for her, because she is someone who is pretty important. She has an ability that hasn't really been seen that much by anybody. She's an earth charmer, so which means she's like able to control earth. She's into hiding, and that's where we are right now. Once we got to that time skip, that is when I started getting interested into the book. unexpectedly. I wasn't expecting that, but I'm really interested into it. At the part where Nina does meet Patrick. Patrick is a boy she met when she was 12 years old, and they didn't interact with each other until they were like 20 something. They're in their 20s right now, that's why I don't remember. Nina's just like learning that Patrick is like one of the leaders, if not the leader, for the crafters and like the revelation. That's where we are right now. That took a long time to explain. I didn't really have to do that, but I did, so sorry about that. Mainly I'm liking the underlining tension between Patrick and Nina. Also, before I stop the vlog, not the vlog, but stop filming for tonight, I'm gonna show you my reading goals for this year. I set my Dean to 100 books this year. That's kind of gonna be a lot considering my track record for books every year, especially since I finished only one book last year, but I set it to 100 just because I like setting my Dean high. For pages, I did 1,000. For audiobooks, I put 50 hours, and I'm doing 2 challenges so far on the Read a Book a challenge. Read 1 book per month. That's who's hosting it right there. And then this is the one I made. I'm gonna be making a other reading blog for this. I'm just gonna give you like a quick overview, a little bit. And I put 26 prompts because I was going to do a bingo challenge for this, and I think I accidentally made an extra prompt, but I'm the one hosting it, so if you want to join that, it will be great. I love like when people add their own little books to this because it's fun to look at what other people are decided to add for the challenge. Been meaning to do this for like a whole month now. I finally got myself to print out my reading bingo card, so I'm gonna go through, I mean you can read it right here, but I'm just gonna go through everything. I did also put this free on my Patreon, the bingo card for the story graph challenge that I showed you. There's 26 prompts for the on reading challenge. Yeah, that was an accident. I kind of realized that after, because to be just 25 prompts to fit on a bingo card completely without any free spaces, but then when after I published the challenge on Storygraph, I realized that it did 26. So the last prompt, which would have been read a horror slash thriller book, is not on here, but it is on the Storygraph ones. So I'm going to treat that as like an extra prompt, kind of, not really. It's just not going to show up on the bingo card. So here are the prompts, and they're I tried to do them out of order, but really I'm aiming for a blackout, so it really didn't matter if I put them out of order. Just in case that I don't get to do a blackout, I decided to do multiple bingos just to make it a little bit more funner. So we got a book where the 2 main characters are rivals, read a bad book, a romance beyond, read a holiday themed book, a book under 130 pages, read a book where the main character has powers, a book outside your comfort genre, a book that takes place anywhere but Earth, read a manga from a series you never read before, read a book translated from another language, read a book with a fluffy love story, read a book that is an anthology, a book that is based off an urban legend, a book from a BIPOC author, read a book from a debut author, a book with the bird or birds on the cover, feathers are included. Self-study, read a book by an indie author, a book from a local author, read a book you already own, read a book that has a movie, an angst love story, read a comic or a graphic novel, read a new series, and read a book that is going to be released in 2026. So yeah, those are all the prompts. I am going to link the Storygraph challenge to this video just to like give more information on the prompt for like certain ones, because certain ones there are like extra stuff that I added to it to help understand the prompt a little bit better. Like the self-study one, I've been meaning to like make this for a long time. I was gonna do like a whole video for it, but that was gonna take some time, and yeah, I didn't really have time to like make a whole video. To wrap up this video, we're just gonna look at my journal. So here's January. I did not finish anything for January yet. My goal is to finish this one right here because I'm not really almost done with it. I'm like a quarter of the way done with it, but I think I can finish it if I like really put myself to it. So I'm gonna try to finish this by today and tomorrow. Okay, and then the rest of these books are gonna be rolled over to February, but I did make a February cover page. So we're gonna do that right now. I'm just gonna put this because I did it on sticker paper. I'm just going to put this on this side and then do the cover page on this side. I just want to do this with you as like a way to end the video. So, I forgot to mention the reason I decided to turn my reading bingo dean challenge, reading challenge into a bingo dean is because I keep seeing a lot of people doing bingo cards this year. I don't know if it's just like a coincidence that I'm being shown a whole bunch of bingo cards that other people made, or if everyone just decided that we're gonna do bingo cards this year. Regardless, it doesn't really matter. We're gonna do bingo card. For me, I did print out my bingo card to try to fit in the little journal, 5x7 journal. And I'm kind of thinking about putting it on this side rather than this side. I don't know. Yeah, I think I will. Because I really don't want to right-handed, so I don't want to like hit my hand on this or that be in the way, so I'm just gonna do it on this side. And I'll just write right here all the books that I'm transferring over. That way I can know what I'm reading, and that way I know I'm not gonna be picking up any, as far as I'm concerned, picking up any new books this month. And then if I do end up finishing books at the halfway through the month, I can just like lift this up, put them new right here. Yeah, here is February reading journal. Hi, first time showing myself in this vlog, so hi. I kind of lied a little bit. I'm gonna film a little bit more, just a little bit more. So after I filmed the journal with me section of the video, I was thinking a little bit, and I realized that I am definitely not gonna finish Forbidden Academy. Alchemy is not Academy. Alchemy, like I assumed I was gonna do. I'm a little under halfway of it. It's like a 400-page book with like 60 chapters, and I'm only like halfway through it, like under halfway. I'm not gonna finish it. I know I'm not gonna finish it, and I'm kind of sad because I really did want to finish a book in January. So what I decided to do was not try to finish Forbidden Alchemy this month. I'm gonna push it to finishing it in 3 days, so it'll be like beginning of February basically. And I'm gonna pick up a shorter book, and that shorter book is the poetry book that I also was gonna read for this year. It's like under halfway to, but this is way shorter than Forbidden Alchemy, and I definitely could finish it tomorrow, today, maybe finish it tonight. So I'll do like a final update for this vlog once I finish this, whenever I finish it. So I finished this. Okay, so I'm gonna do a 5.5. I mean, I liked it. I really did enjoy reading this. I like each of the poems that were in here. There's my one book this year. We're just gonna go to the stats. One book. Under 2 is poetry, print. I did use this book as one of my prompts, which was this one, read a book that is an anthology. So I used it for this one. So I have one thing finished.